YouTube? How the hell are you? Big B here with Ironclad RC. Thank you guys for riding with me. Today, in this episode, we're going to be breathing some new life into this handmade, hand-laid fiberglass RC boat. She ripped the fiberglass, almost pulled the rudder right off the boat, it looked like. She hit shore about 25 mile an hour probably. Worked this crack out. I'm going to take some material off. This is wood with fiberglass overlay. So I'm going to take this little section, kind of grind it out, sand it out, and we'll lay some more fiberglass, reinforce this area real nice, and then we're going to try to patch up the paint job, match it up. Alright, so I've got it all hollowed out. I really didn't want to have to do that, but it needed it. I guess it was cracked and water got in there and softened the wood up. So I went ahead, we're going to do it the right way. Might feather it out a little bit more so we have more surface area here to grab onto. But I'm going to go ahead and tape it up and probably start the fiberglassing soon. Alright, so to repair a pulled through rudder or soft wood cracked fiberglass boats, you'll need some chopped strand cloth. If you're hard up, you can also use weaved. You'll need some brushes of some sort, any kind of brushes. I like to use these acid brushes for a little project. I like to cut up my hairs. You'll need some little hairs to fill in some holes. Mixing bowl, any type of fiberglass will do, resin, hardener, tape, and gloves with scissors. Basically, that's the materials you'll need to fix your boat. I'm going to start by putting one little piece of fiberglass on the inside here, on the inside. That way we can start the layering process on the outside of the hull. Alright, so I'm just going to tear a piece of this chopped strand mat here. Don't want it too big. It's too big. I want it to be able to fit in the back without a bunch of overhang where we don't want it. So trim it up here with these ginormous shop scissors. Lightly put some glass on the inside of the hole, on the hole. That's a mouthful, huh? Alright, so it went in there pretty good. That's good. Good deal. Alright, so we're just going to wet the glass, the cloth. Going to wet it up real good. That way we get a good bond here. Make sure we don't have any air bubbles. And cross our fingers that my wife doesn't run this thing aground again. Not just putting it in the hole, we're actually working it out, so it adds some structural integrity to the project here. I'm just going to take some more of this hair and we're going to lay that in. Make sure there's no air bubbles. Okay, then we'll come back and just kind of sand it, and then we'll put a couple more layers in here. Starting to kind of kick off now, so I don't want to mess with it no more. Alright, so that's our first little layer. It's looking pretty good. Check the inside, make sure everything's pushed down. Actually, both of those boats I built. This is kind of what got me in the hobby, really, a few years back. Yeah, this is my mono hole, stepped hole. It's a design I've been working on. I had this thing out. I would just do straightaway passes. And then I had it catch air one day, and it broke loose down my chine line right here, all the way down. It had a big crack in there. It's a fast boat. She is fast. So maybe I'll start working on this again. Comment if you guys would like to see it running. You know, see me pull a bolt off of it and run it. This is another boat I was working on. Let's see if I can get it out here. Yeah, I built this one too. Now this one I built with like cedar strips, and it took a long time. It took a long time. Everything's handmade. The rudder, the strut. I was on a budget back then. Still on a budget for everything. But we're gonna get back out. Once this dries up, we'll start working on it again. Okay, so we're on the second application of fiberglass. I've actually just took some sandpaper and like lightly sanded this area, kind of sanded any of the high spots down. Anytime you're putting a second coat of fiberglass on and it's already dry and hard, you're going to need to sand off the shiny fiberglass. That way your new fiberglass will have something to stick to. Just lightly sand it, knock off any high spots, any burrs. Make sure all the dust is off. Pour in my fiberglass. It's not going to take much since this is a little spot. The next step, you're going to need to pull you off some more mat. I like to pull it. I don't cut it unless I have a particular area I need to cover. I always pull my mat. Anytime I have extras that I'm not using, I'll cut it up into small pieces, and I use this stuff here as like a filler. So I pulled my mat, and you can see all the hairs are hanging off the sides. So I'm going to just trim those hairs up a little bit. This should fit on there pretty nice, like that. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of those ready. Just trim it up a little bit. If this boat wasn't already finished, I would just lay this whole piece on there like it was, but I'm trying to isolate all the sanding I have to do and painting. So, just like we did in the first step, apply it to the bad spot. Wet everything up. Put our chopped strain cloth on. Wet it. Make sure everything's pushed down. Wet it up real good. You want it to be like that translucent color. You don't want to see any of the strands, like the white strands. You want it all to be wetted up nice. Alright, we're going to put our second layer on. Get that nice and wet. See how it's filled in, and all we have to do is some sanding and a little bit of filler will be good. Take a look inside. What I'm going to do with the inside, since it's such a tight area, I've cut up this chopped strand into really fine strands here, and I'm just going to mix it in with my resin. See how we're mixing these little strands up? Damn, I think I put too much in it. Alright, see? Now we can kind of use this as a filler on the inside. That way I don't have to pull that whole strand out. The whole chopped cloth. It makes it easy on me. You use it just like you would a filler or something. And it kind of fills in the holes real good. Just trying to add some extra strength back here. See how it kind of comes out like almost like a Bondo hair. So I've got the inside done as well. I hope you can see it. I've got it feathered out on the inside like we did the outside. Got everything leveled out, looking good so far. This should be the last and final coat of glass on here. All right, so the fiberglass is already set up. I almost forgot to start filming, but I started sanding just a little bit. It looks pretty good here. The inside looks good as well. I'm just gonna start sanding this and get this worked down. So we're just gonna take a hobby knife and just kind of cut so we don't delaminate the fiberglass when we pull this tape off. You don't want to peel up your fiberglass removing the tape. Alright, so we've got everything sanded up nice and smooth here. I'm going to start taping the boat off where I don't want the paint spray. Basically the transom here is all I'm going to paint. You guys can use this process on basically any type of wood or fiberglass boat hull. You basically have to dig out the old cracked, bad, rotten wood fiberglass, dig it out, sand it, get you a nice angle, you know, feather it out so that your fiberglass will have something to grab onto, and you know, start the glass process like you guys seen. It works on most any type of boat hull. I used to be in the marine industry years ago, so I'm just you know, applying my large scale fiberglass work to a smaller scale. It's basically the same thing. Just takes a little bit of time, some patience, some planning and thought, and it'll come out pretty good for you. So I'm gonna finish getting this all taped up, and we're going to start the priming and painting process. We've got it all primed up. I'm going to start the sanding. I'm using 1200 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to show the edges right on the tape here the most love. I want to sand down that little ridge that's going to be left there once we start piling up paints. You know, there's going to be layers, so it's going to be thicker than our original paint job. So I'm going to show the edges a lot of attention, sand it down quite a bit. So we got it all sanded up, no imperfections. We're going to start spraying the magenta. So we got it finished up here. I don't see any imperfections at all. I got 2 coats of paint. We're going to apply the final coat of clear here in just a little bit. I got the inside painted, sanded and painted up. I wasn't too concerned about the looks on the inside as much as I was the looks of the outside of the boat, but it came out really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm just going to spray this last coat of clear. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this could help you in any way. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And again, I thank you for watching. Big B with Ironclad RC. Thank you for riding with me.